me a little bit.
Okay, there's that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing Lady Foxheart stream. Okay. Oh, I should probably have my phone here so I can, you know, make sure I'm doing this right. Yes, I know Greg is streaming.
The tweet went live.
Yes, yes it did. I've been live for a couple of minutes now.
I didn't notice that.
That's okay. That's why I know there's no viewers. Because I'm useless. I am useless. Okay.
It takes a while to become functional at whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Also, today's libation brought to you by whiskey.
Fresh. What? Oh, what kind?
This is called Sexton whiskey. It's an Irish whiskey. Tasty.
Oh man, you might get a kick out of this. So, you might have heard about the website that makes a drink that pairs with what you're listening to.
Yeah.
Do you know what they had for flocking Molly?
No.
Pinot Noir.
Really?
Yes. I'm just sitting there like, I'm looking at that like, that is not. No, it might not have been Pinot Noir. It was some type of wine though. And I'm just like, for flogging Molly?
For
Sure.
an Irish punk band.
Right.
No.
And then for Corpaclani, they had, that was the Pinot Noir. And I'm just like, no. The band literally has a song called Vodka.
Alright. Anyway. Let's get back to Shadowrun, shall we? And again, we are returning to the Union. Despite Coyote's clear desire to stand on her own 2 feet, Paco needs to help her through the door into the Seamstresses' Union. Heads raise, and the front room of the bar falls strangely silent. Paco stands by her side, now, not speaking, his dark eyes flat with fury. Coyote presses a rag to her clawed-up face. She winces but manages to keep control as she breathes slowly. Deep breaths to manage the pain. Taking a closer look, you see her arm isn't much more than shreds of meat and broken bone held together by tendons and burned skin. We need to find the medbay in the safe house. And, theoretically, meet all the black market vendors. We can talk to Miss Kubota. I swear I can speak English. What does she have to say?
Yeah, but her name isn't English, so your ability to speak English doesn't matter.
My ability to speak words in general is what matters.
Okay, I'll give you that.
How else may I be of service? Is Mr. Delilah here tonight? Yes, Mr. Delilah is in the back bar. That's usually where he does business. You mentioned Coyote's Crusade. What is it? Coyote grew up in the Royale, but managed to escape that life. However, her cousin was apparently not so lucky. He came to town about a year ago and fell in with the wrong circle. He was introduced to sim chips and became addicted to BTLs. Coyote has been tearing her way through chip houses for months now, searching for him and acting as a one-woman cleanup crew. If you don't mind, how did you get involved in all this? I am a former runner. Now I provide a safe haven and a marketplace for runners who need a trustworthy place to congregate and do business. Are any Johnsons or fixers here tonight? In addition to Mr. Delilah, you may wish to speak to Van Grass. He is often stage side. Van Grass is most often a receiver of found articles, but he occasionally has work. Blech. And I'll be going.
You can do this. I believe in you.
Now, Johnson and Fixer. Want to take a guess? Want to take a stab at what those are?
A male prostitute and a heroin dealer.
No. A fixer is someone who gets you things. They're the people who set up jobs for you. A Johnson or a Mr. or Mrs. Johnson are clients. Instead of giving out names, because names have power, names are dangerous, it's quite simple and easy for you to say, Mr. or Mrs. Johnson, how can I help you today? Some things like that. Van Grass. Van Grass is busy talking on his comlink, checking his heads-up display and motioning to a runner standing nearby, all at the same time. He is an intense little man. You get the sense that he likes to look busy. I am Van Grass. Make it quick. Business good. Talk to me. Miss Kubota said you're a fixer. He still hasn't looked at you. He's going a mile a minute. Nothing for you tonight. Sorry. I'm doing a thing right now. Important thing. Talk to you later. Oh, hey, lady, one more thing. He covers his comlink for a moment, tilts his head your way, but you can see he's still staring at his HUD. I'm a fence, too. If you've got anything you need to upload, come see me. You talk to him if you ever get any pay data.
Okay.
Which I will explain later when we're doing a proper run.
So is this still the tutorial area?
Kind of. Where is Mr. Delilah? Oh, she said he was in the back room. Can't see him right now. Let's talk to Mr. Clue. Hulking troll bouncer in the immaculate suit stands as impassively as ever. The absence of dust on his broad shoulders is the only real indication that the man ever moves. He nods to you when you approach. Evening. I see Coyote is back, looking only a little worse for wear. We have you to thank for that. I didn't rough her up, if that's what you're wondering. If I had any reason to suspect you, you'd be on the floor. But seeing as how you walked in together, I'm going to assume you had something to do with her being found. You have my thanks. Couldn't stomach losing anyone else so soon after what happened to Sam. You feel protective over the people here? Immensely. Toward anyone who walks through that door, be they employee or patron. Unless they mean ill will, of course. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Haven't minded so far. You hear anything about Sam's death? People are saying it was the Ripper, but people say a lot of things about what they don't know or what they don't understand. You know where I can find a fence? I think Van Grass is at the bar near the stage, dwarf with the cyber eye. Can't miss him. How long have you been working for Miss Kubota? I crawled in here after I awoke. Miss Kubota took me in and gave me a job. I've been here ever since. Do you have to pay extra for a manicure on hands that big? It's not the size they charge me for, it's the blood on the fingernails. I should be going. Catch you round. Oh,
That is just... Yeah, you hear that and it's like, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Whiskey. Johnny Clean. Johnny leans on his seemingly brand new mop and surveys the crowd of the Union. Thanks for the tip the other day. Miss Kubota said I should go to the safe house, but I don't know where that is. The piano's is a little out of tune. Check it out. Piano looks like it's been here since the Union was built, but doesn't look like anyone has played it in earnest for almost as long. Inspecting the piano seems normal until you notice that it is very rigid. Upon further investigation, it's because the piano is bolted to the wall. A close look at the floor reveals skid marks, indicating that the piano slides to the left. Should we play chopsticks or should we play GAFFC?
Chopsticks.
You're a natural.
See how that goes.
You're a natural. You should give up Shadowrunning and become a touring pianist. Johnny does not look impressed. Playing the password, as you slowly peck the notes out on the keyboard, they spark a faint memory of wonder, immediately forgotten as the entire piano slides to the left, revealing a hidden staircase. You descend the stairs into the Union safe house. The entrepreneurial Miss Kubota has combined everything a runner might need into a one-stop shopping experience. Black market equipment, high-end magical talismans, and a fully stocked cybersurgery dealership. Welcome and no bunks available. This is the player stash, where weapons, decks, drones, all the extra stuff that you can't carry, that's where that goes. That's the plot. Let's avoid the plot for as much as we possibly can. Algernon. Past the bar, the edges of the safe house become somewhat indistinct due to the magical haze surrounding a particular elf. The man seems only half of this realm, his mind wandering the far horizons of astral space, while his body peddles his otherworldly wares.
I just got sad.
Good evening, young elf. Welcome to this humble home that we call the Union. I am Algernon Halfdream. To ease your way through the sixth world, I offer you the best in magical foci, spells, and fetishes for the conjuring of spirits. Because we're a decker and we're all cybered up, we don't bother with this. So, another time, Algernon. Why are you sad?
Algernon.
Yes, flowers for.
Yeah. Just that name makes me think of that book, and God, that book is so sad.
Eric Mersman. Here we go. Change your clothes, change your life, right? Not only will you look better, not that you look bad now or anything, but each one will keep Will help to keep you on the right side of the ground. Take a look. Seeing what he has not upgraded his inventory just quite yet. However, we picked up some jazz. We can sell that. T.B. Gruberman. Theodore Buster Gruberman is a well-groomed orc, dressed with a precision that suggests that straight lines of a military officer's uniform. His hair is cropped short, high and tight, as they say, and the neatness this presents is only compromised by the uneven tusks protruding from his mouth. The only other deficit in this picture of perfection is the man's cybernetic right arm, which is obviously enough to be noticeable, but not so obvious as to ruin the line of his suit. When he speaks, the orc's voice is soft and thoughtful, and he talks almost exclusively in numbers, calibers, ranges, rounds per second, arc of fire, razoring factor, tensile strength, and of course, price. Bunker Buster Gruberman at your service. Friends call me Buster. I will also answer to Sergeant, Sir, and even Theodore on occasion. Anytime you're in the market for firearms, ammunition, or ordnance, I'm your man. How can I help you? What exactly do you sell here? Things that go bang in all shapes and sizes, plus other odds and ends on occasion. Consider me your own personal armory. All weapons are guaranteed to meet strict UCAS military spec or your money back. In addition, I can handle routine maintenance, repairs, upgrades if you so desire. And if that wasn't enough, I also teach a safety and instructional course every weekend. This week we're covering bayonets. Mark my words, they're making a comeback. So, what can I get you? Taking a look at what this guy has. We can finally upgrade our gun.
Woo, gun.
Yeah, going with this gun here, the Samopol Viez VZ88V. It's only better because it has a higher weapon capacity, ammo capacity, which is still good. And let's buy that. Let's unequip that. Confirm. And let's sell the AK-97 because that's going to do me jack, and it's going to do jack all for me. And now finally we have David Fry II. Every inch of the tech alcove is covered in a chaotic patchwork quilt of circuit boards, chips, wires, displays, and a million other things that you can't identify. In the eye of this techno-bit storm stands a dwarf, immaculately dressed and surprising and supremely calm. I know that look. Don't let the size of the shop fool you. I can get any Matrix hardware or software that exists, and if it doesn't exist, then I can get it made for you. Any questions I can answer, anything or any gear you need? Now, let's go into a bit more about, what exactly it is a decker does. So, what's a deck? You jack into the Matrix, or in the context of a run, when you jack into the local node of the facility you're in, the deck determines how many programs and ESPs you can carry and the firepower of your base Matrix attack. Decks have IP. When a deck's IP is reduced to 0, you'll get booted from the system, and it'll hurt. What's a program? A program in the Matrix allows you to defend your avatar against countermeasures and enemy deckers. There are a wide variety of different programs for attack and defense at different power levels. As you progress as a decker, you can use more powerful versions of those programs. What's an ESP? Johnny, you want to take this one? Sure! When you infiltrate a facility on a run, you have a team. When you jack into the Matrix, you're all alone. That's where ESPs come in. An ESP is a highly advanced artificial life program, which when you deploy it, manifests as another team member in the Matrix. Different types of ESPs have different abilities. What do you have for sale? Ooh, I can get an upgrade to my current deck, which, yes. And now the most important thing. Programs. I can carry up to 4 right now. Each one's going to do different things. Each one also costing different things. Blaster deals AoE damage. Useful one to have.
I was talking and I forgot to unmute my mic. God damn it.
You're brilliant.
I've been coughing, so I try to keep myself muted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, here's one that I'm straight up going to take. It's called Medic. Heal yourself for 40 AP. Very important to have. I'm not going to bother with ESPs. It's just not my thing. Personally, not my thing.
Alright.
That and these programs aren't going to be difficult enough to really warrant it.
So they just explained what an ESP was, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Slow, not really all that useful. Shield, kind of useful, but kind of not. Killer, one hit. It's a powerful attack against one target, dealing 75 damage. Cooldown only takes 1 round. I'll take that. So I've got Blaster, Medic, Killer. I can get 1 more. I'm gonna go with Erosion because it's a single target that hits that does 50 AP initially, and applies a dot that deals 25 points of damage for 2 rounds.
That sounds useful.
Oh yeah, it is. The other one I was considering is Degrade, because that lowers their armor and they take more damage. I'll probably get a higher level version of that later. So let me just spend 1100 Nuyen as I unequip you and equip you. And let's sell my old deck, since it's not going to do me any good. So I've got some money. And we will see them later. Oh, I'm being rude. Let me also introduce you to our resident decker, my good friend, Johnny Clean. While in the same overalls that you saw in upstairs, down here, leaning over a workbench crammed with circuit boards, cables, and chips, Johnny Clean seems a totally different person. You get the impression that Johnny was once as hot and as invisible as the most infamous deckers today. Good to see you down here. Happy to be of help if I can. How is decking used? The decking skill is often used just on terminals in the real world to get information, hack doors, etc. But occasionally, a run will have the option or the requirement to go into the local matrix LAN of the facility you are infiltrating in order to gain access to valuable information or control more important things in the real world. And why are you dressed as a janitor? Did I stand out upstairs? No, janitors never do. When I was younger, I had a rep for getting in and out of systems so cleanly that no one knew I was there. Half the Matrix runs that earned me my rep were made possible because I was able to get inside the facility posing as a janitor. Now it's just sort of a part of me.
Is that where the nickname Johnny Clean comes from?
That's probably why that's his run. That's why that's his runner name. Yeah. Then that's the thing about the world of Shadowrun.
I completely forgot about the whole runner name thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did, and I'm like, Johnny Clean is too on the nose for janitor. So.
Oh yeah. Well, runner names, or handles as they're known, is sometimes they're given to you. Sometimes you can get them yourself. Because there's quite a few runners that they have a name they want to have, but people can be people.
Yeah.
Because you can get stuck with a bad one.
That.
Is it true that you were part of the Echo? Is it true that you were part of the Echo Mirage team? Let me take this one. Listen, I've known this guy for over a decade. He's been smart enough not to tell me. So he is sure as hell not going to tell you anything from those days. For your health and his, best let the subject drop. See you guys around.
Maybe he was gonna tell you. You never know.
And that's all of those merchants. Now actually, let's go into my stash real quick because I need to load one more program in. Oh, I suppose I can actually upgrade my people.
Nice. You should do that.
Not right now. It's only while they're in your team, and they don't stay in your team for very long.
Oh.
Make it quick. I need to operate. Thanks for helping me out back there. Noel Sheen. You should be okay now. We'll see. It's gonna take years to work off this debt. Okay, folks, I'm gonna ask you to go sit in the waiting area, watch some trivet or something. This young lady and I have work to do. Miss Kubota never said what kind of Cyberom she'd pay for. I want something badass. Got one with a laser inside? You'll take what I give, lady. Now, let's have a look at your face. Leave it. Excuse me? Coyote! I earned this face by being stupid. I'm going to keep it. End story. Whatever you say, kid. With one swift move, she sinks a syringe into Coyote's thigh. Nighty-night. And things go black, and oh hey look, we can talk to Coyote. But not yet. We got one more dealer to meet. That is Dr. Sarah Castle. In Shadowrun circles, the term doctor is often used quite liberally to describe any sawbones with a needle and thread, but in the case of the Union's resident medical expert, nothing could be further from the truth. The Safe House bones a fully equipped medical suite, complete with shamanistic fetishes. This is Sixth World medicine of the highest caliber. The doctor herself is an unassuming sort, perhaps the type to go unnoticed entirely, if not for the sprightly spirit perched on her shoulder like her own personal gargoyle. The spirit's burning eyes follow you constantly, even as the doctor's own eyes are buried in her charts. However, she does look up long enough to acknowledge your approach. I'm Dr. Castle. I understand you were instrumental in bringing Coyote back to us. Thank you for that. And I suppose you're the one who patched her up. Impressive work. Thank you. It's a shame that she wouldn't let me repair her face, though. She notes you eyeball the facilities. I can tell you're surprised to find a full-service med bay under a dive bar in a slum. Don't be. This is a Shadowrunner bar after all. For a purveyor of cyberware and trauma kits, there is no place to set up a practice. There's no better place to set up a practice. I patch runners up, install and maintain their cyberware, and provide medical supplies for their runs. I may not be as mobile as Doc Wagon, but I'm the next best thing. Can I help you with anything? So, Doc Wagon is the resident go-to for dealing with basically they're doctors on duty, but they're also mobile and can heal you. If you pay the right kind of fees, they'll come and extract you. If you have the highest level that they offer, we're talking like 10,000 to 100,000 Nuyen a year, they'll send in full-blown runner teams to come collect you. Even collect your corpse if it comes down to it. You don't mess with Doc Wagon, because they get some of the best out there. Tell me about trauma kits. Trauma kits are fully automated stabilization units that include a defibrillator, spray-on synthetic skin, and medical nanomachines that can save a runner's life if you move fast enough. So if you're bleeding out, one of these can get you back on your feet? Exactly, but you have to be quick. This is Doc Wagon's own field tech, but even their stuff has limits. I see shamanistic fetishes. You a shaman too? While modern medical technology makes surgery less disruptive than it used to be, it's still an ordeal for both the body and the spirit, requiring extensive recuperation to properly heal. I'm trained in the ways of the spirit world as well as the scientific world. I do my best to heal the whole patient. And what's that on your shoulder?
Excuse me.
This little guy supports the healing rituals I perform on my patients after surgery, dramatically reducing the recovery time. Not standard procedure, of course, but the results speak for themselves. So why am I excusing you? Did you belch?
Yes. I thought the mic picked it up, which is why I apologized. So I should have asked this earlier. What exactly is a fetish, and why are they called that?
Fetish totem. It's a focus for shamanistic rituals.
Okay. Because I just heard you say fetish like 4 times, and I'm like, it can't be what I'm thinking.
No, it has nothing to do with sex. What cyberware do you have available? This is all the really important stuff. Of course, it's all expensive. I can't afford any of it right now.
But that's just for now.
Yeah.
Someday you will.
Yes, someday I will actually have more than 693 million. And looking at medical supplies, gold kits heal for 50, regulars heal for 25, and you got med kits, which I think I'm fine on. Hello, Jan. Let's go talk to Coyote. Coyote looks both better and worse than you last saw her. On the gaping hole, all the gaping holes are plugged, and she's sporting a shiny new cyber arm. But now that the adrenaline has worn off, it's clear she needs some rest. Good morning? Thanks to the miracle of modern science combined with Doc Castle's magical healing powers, I'm almost good as new. Better, really. Nice arm. Thanks. Miss Kubota will have me working it off for the rest of my life. She notices your expression. You look like you've got something on your mind. I have some questions. She flashes you a puzzled look. What kind of questions? About Sam Watts. Sam Watts? What about him? Sam's dead. Holy Trek! Sam? I can't say I'm surprised. He was on a downward spiral for a long time. What can I tell you? Tell me about Sam. I hear you liked him. I did. He made me laugh. No one else seemed to like Sam's jokes, but I did. Now, how good of a friend we wanted to be with Sam comes down to us, really. Did you guys jam? Paco's response is, whoa! He's just asking, did you guys have sex? She smiles at Paco. Easy, lover. No, it wasn't like that. We were friends. I guess I knew him the best of anyone here. Sorry he's gone. You served Sam the night he died. What do you remember about that night? It was a pretty average night. Regular crowd, as I remember. Sam was drinking with a guy named Armitage. Jake Armitage? Yeah, you don't? Met him. He's a charmer, too. She bites her lower lip. I like gingers. Anyway, Jake and Sam were having a few, well, Jake was having a few. Sam was tossing him back, but good. Eventually, he got loud, the way he sometimes did when he mixed drinking and who knows what, and Miss Kubota wanted him ejected. Mr. Clue wasn't around, can't remember why, so she asked Jake to do the honors. Jake dragged him out the back into the alley, and that's the last I saw Sam. You said he got loud. Do you remember what he was saying? Standard Sam, Drek. How he grew up rich and didn't deserve this. How he hated his mother. How he loved his mother. It was pretty pathetic stuff. Did Sam have any enemies? Enemies? That's hard to say. Sam partied hard, and when he did, he ran his mouth off pretty good. Had his ass kicked on more than one occasion, but no, I don't think he had any enemies. At least, none that I'm aware of. How bad was his drinking? If it was just the drinking, it would have been bad. Sam wasn't the monogamous type. He dabbled in everything. Booze, chips, drugs. He loved the nitro. Whatever he could get his hands on. It wasn't always like that, but once he got sick, he started using more and more stuff to try and forget about it. Sam was sick. Dying, didn't you know? Yeah, everyone could tell. You could just look at him and see he was a walking corpse. It had to be the drinking. Then he disappeared for a while, and one day he came back all better. Looked good, even. Did he say how he got better? He said his mom helped him out. Never said how, though. Where did Sam live? On the streets, mostly. He'd occasionally convince someone to let him flop on their couch, but he'd always overstay his welcome and get kicked out after a few days. Sometimes I'd sneak him down here so he could crash in one of the bunks. He used one the night before I saw him last. Thanks, Coyote. Now, I need you two to do something for me. What do you need, babe? I need you to talk to Mr. Delilah for me about the Royale run. He is usually upstairs. Tell him I didn't get the gems. Maybe I can take another run at it when I recover. I will. Or we can just go up there and say, "Hey, here, Mr. Delilah. Here's your gems. And there's Mr. Delilah." Mr. Delilah looks small and tough, with an untraceable shoddy on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of the rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? Mr. Delilah, we have business to discuss. What business? I got no business with you. We're with Coyote. She's indisposed at the moment. At the mention of Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote is late and my client is getting anxious. Where is she? Downstairs, trying on a new arm. Your arm went south for her. No kidding? Well, whatever. She's tough. She'll pull through. So, who are you two? Lynx. He's Paco. Great. We're all introduced. Now, give me my stones.
I need to remember to unmute my mic. God damn it.
What were you trying to ask?
Oh, no. When you had said some stuff, I had responded because you had, left a pause, you were waiting for a response, and I said something, and I'm like, oh, Sean's ignoring me. And I look over, and it's like, you've been muted.
You brilliant individual, you. Now, we can hold back the best stone and give him the rest, hold back the pebble with the runes on it and give him the rest, or give him all the stones.
What is the best option?
I don't actually remember.
Oh man, is this going to be a save scum moment?
Nah. Give him all the stones, we can get all the money. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope on his eye. Moving quickly through what appears to be the most valuable stones, he stops when he finds what appears to be an ordinary pebble inscribed with Hebrew characters. That's the one. He pockets it. Okay, you done good, but you're late, and Coyote knows that in this case. Late equals no payment. But I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the rest of the gems as your reward. Deal. He looks you up and down, takes you all in. Listen, you look like the sort of woman who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. And he dismisses you with a wave. Looks like you impressed him. I no offense for those gems. Van Gass, follow me. So, we now have our fixer.
Nice. How often do you go see the fixer?
Every time you go on a run, because he's the one who gets you the other runners.
Oh, okay. How many members can you have in your team at once?
5, I want to say. Van Grass is fiddling with his cyber eye while noodling on his PDA. You're back. Still busy. What's your story? I can see you're a busy man. That's right, and so I wouldn't bother you if I hadn't come into possession of these rare gems. Rare stones, huh? Let's see these rare stones. Now, if I had better stats, I could get better prices, but obviously I don't, so... Here the servos in Van Grass's cyber eye whir as a magnifying lens slips into position. He bends his head over the stones for 2 seconds, maybe less. Where'd you get this dreck? A gumball machine? I'll give you 1,000 for them.
Are you being scammed?
Yes, he is giving you less than they're actually worth. If I had the academic background, I could probably get more for them, but I always forget about that. Sounds good. Pay me. Done. Done. Give me your cred stick. And I get 1,000 Nuyen. Not enough to get any new cyberware, but
It's a start.
Yay, Nuyen's Nuyen, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna need to upgrade my intelligence pretty soon. That or my dex. My range combat and dex are actually pretty up high. So I'm good for now.
Okay, you said before that you can get 1 permanent party member, right?
You can. In fact, you can get Coyote, but you have to do a secondary run for her.
Oh, okay. So only 1 permanent member? So that
She's
means you have
technically
to...
not permanent. She's just one you get for free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, let's check Sam's bunk. The bunk is a mess and reeks of booze. Searching through the sheets, blankets, and pillow, you find an old photograph that has a lot of wear. Looking at the image on the photo is of a blonde boy and a girl, both about age 14, sitting on a dock on the edge of a lake. They appear to be twins. The boy has his arm tied around the girl's shoulder and is mugging for the camera. The girl is planting a kiss on his cheek while making rabbit ears behind his head with her fingertips. Checking the back of the photo, written in a woman's hand are the words, Sam and Jessica, Lake Sammamish State Park, Summer 2040. Pocket the photo. And now we talk to Coyote again. You're back. I think the highlights of the Wolves game will be over soon. Want to take a load off and watch with me? Did Sam have a sister? Her brows furrow. I think he did. He mentioned her once. It didn't sound like they got along that well. Calmly, chips, and the screen shows the smiling face of Officer Aguirre. If he's smiling, it must be about money. Officer Aguirre, what a pleasure to hear from you. Yeah, we're buddy. Let's go dancing soon. Listen, the Ripper got another one. The victim worked at the NTSB investigation facility down on the docks. You owe me for this. Put it on my tab. You there now? Better get her quick before McCluskey arrives. The image on your PDA dissolves as the call ends. Another Ripper murder? Where? The docks. I've got to go. Okay, listen. I want to help. You dragged me out of that Royale before. Something bad happened. Worse than getting my arm torn off. And Sam was my friend. He went to the docks, and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister Jessica. She might be able to help us. Thanks. I appreciate the help. Take a cab to the NTSB warehouse.
That costs money, right?
Nah. Because this is all story stuff, This is all going to be free. They don't give you a ton of cash in this game, so they don't take it from you needlessly. Heading to the South Seattle dock.
At least that's good.
I'm kind of sad nobody's here. Usually we have other people.
Yeah, I've posted it a few times.
The South Seattle docks. Leaving the Seamstresses Union behind, you head to the docks. The Ripper killed Sam, and maybe he or she slipped up with this latest victim. Left some useful evidence behind. Only way to find out. South Seattle is your typical industrial area. Grit, grime, and gray. The rain doesn't help matters any. Layers of dirt mixed with abandoned wooden pallets repurposed into makeshift furniture for the day workers. Garbage collectors in the gutters of the rain, and blah, 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 blah. Garbage collectors in the gutters of the broken down street. Garbage collects. Wow, I swear I can speak proper English. Disreputable is this district's middle name. Your destination, the National Transportation Safety Board warehouse, is located on a small strip of dock toward the less maintained end of the waterfront. Despite the presence of those who linger in such places, it's quiet as you approach the gate. You were saying?
Slow down. You don't need to rush through the words.
Ooh. There's a streetwalker. And yes, that means exactly what you think it means.
I knew it. A vampire.
Hey, you looking for a good time? Know anything about the NTSB? Yeah, the bums around here have been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time, though. Good to know the hooker can get us information. Halt. The guard looks bored. He toys with his gun absent-mindedly, like he might shoot something on a whim just to watch it die. Hey, you. You're trespassing on corporate property. You looking to get dusted, street scum? You could just be honest. You could lie. Twice. Or, since I have the security etiquette, Officer Aguirre called me in. Needs me to rule out if the killer bypassed security or if they were let in. Oh, of course. I'll open the gate. Aguirre is just inside the warehouse. Definitely no holes in our security here. Tip-top shape.
He sounds very worried.
Ooh. And I just got 3 karma. Hell yeah.
Nice. What for? Getting in?
Yep. So,
Nice.
let's actually upgrade my intelligence. Leaves me with 2 floating karma. Which I'll just leave. Talking to the guard. It just tells us to get out of here. that way to plot. Let's avoid plot as much as possible.
You want to get as much as you can early.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Also trying to find other information. Aha! I can take stuff.
Ooh, a helicopter.
A phosphorus grenade. And a concussion grenade. I like things that go boom.
Wait, but don't you sell all of your grenades?
Yes, I do. That doesn't mean if I pick them up in the middle of a run, I don't use them sometimes. But by and large, I sell them.
Oh, okay. So you do use them occasionally.
Yeah, just not very often. Into the building. The warehouse. Inside, the large gray warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings, adorned with girders and rickety catwalks, top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet on the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. In the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. It seems this case hasn't leaked to the press. Yet. Lone Star or no, you've got a job to do. There's Officer Aguirre.
That's the one who tipped you off, right?
Yes. So let's search around and get at what I can first. Oh, hey, look. It's Dresden.
I was gonna say that means someone died, but obviously someone died. That's why you're here.
Yes. Oh, hey.
I am on top of everything today.
You don't need to go right now. An old poster depicts a svelte young woman posing with an assault rifle. Yes, I did just look at a urinal.
Hey. You know what? Whatever.
And talking to Aguirre.
If your character can use them, more power to her.
There's ways, I suppose. Took your sweet time, didn't you? You know traffic these days. Fill me in. We had time to go over the evidence while you were en route. Turns out this might not be a Ripper murder after all. I left the computer in the office over there if you wanted to see for yourself. The victim worked here at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSB. The National Transport Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try to determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer and his record notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Spelling corpse secrets. Not the wisest career choice. Nope. Some runner like you has probably offed him to cover up his corp master's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper Vic killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. And that's that. Now I can investigate the murder scene. Shannon Halfsky.
And you're certain this wasn't a Ripper killing?
We're investigating to see if it is or not.
Okay.
You're not a cop. She looks up, watching you warily. Bleh. I see you've been praying. Do you know the deceased? Yes. He's my older brother. I've asked Bear to help me speak to him. She shakes her head, looking like one who has found herself lost for the first time in her life. But I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman. Yes, for all the good it is doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. I can tell you're used to shouldering a heavy burden, but maybe there's an easier way. She looks at you, the flattery largely failing to affect her, given the circumstances, but then inspiration dispels the dark cloud surrounding her. Perhaps my brother's spirit is too weak. That's a given. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are others, other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes, fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. What do you need? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help. They wish to be heard. I think they may have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of the place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe that I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 such objects. Can you find them for me? Of course. Find 2 haunted objects. First, let's go look at the computer, because I'm good at that.
The computer mouse is haunted. Careful.
You joke. It's possible. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. Inspect the toothbrush. The blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. And inspecting the comb. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your neck, back of your hand, stands on end. And when you take it off its little shelf, your heart thumps in your chest. Hard. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You pocket the comb. Leave the locker. To the internet.
I don't know if I would put a haunted comb in my pocket.
Oh, well, when you've got a shaman next to you, no reason not to. The researcher's work cyber terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Case file 95. Federated Boeing jetliner ID number 2305. Corporate owner, Ares. The plane had several mechanical issues resulting in Mayday at 3:04 a.m. on June 17, 2053. At 20:45 a.m., the pilot reported that the altimeter was reading in the negative values. At 2:49 a.m., the co-pilot took over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear of the plane. At 2:58 a.m., the pilot cannot be contacted or located by a plane steward. At 3:04, the pilot radios in a mayday. At 3:12 a.m., the plane crashes into an empty field in western North Dakota. Case number 96. Pratt & Whitney Unmanned ID number 327. Corporate owners Ares. Summary, redacted. Time log, redacted. For 98, the file has been corrupted. The private notes. The notes that appear on screen pertain to NTSB case file number 96, the crash of an Ares jetliner near the UCAS and Sioux Nation border. The crash is reportedly the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigators' notes, however, you find substantial evidence linking the crash to an experimental Renraku research initiative. This information could be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the researcher's notes to your PDA. And that, right there, is what's known as pay data. Stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with what you're doing, but it's worth something to somebody.
I mean, it's useful.
Money.
Yes. I like when games do that. You know, they give you enough that it's like world building,
Yep.
and isn't just the plot with a single side bonus thing.
Well, that's all Shadowrun. It's you have your task, and you can get things on top of it that can be used for useful data. Um, in fact, if you're having to do a bunch of small runs to set up for a really big run, you can use some of that incidental pay data to do things for yourself.
I actually have looked it up between streams.
Oh,
This was made by the original creator of Shadowrun.
nice.
So, you know, the original creator of Shadowrun worked on this game, and that's probably why it's so, like, in-depth. Because, again, my only experience with Shadowrun was the 360 team shooter game.
Which is god awful. It is literally just a team shooter set in the world, and that's it.
It's Team Fortress without the ridiculousness.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, a game like Payday 2 would be closer to Shadowrun.
Hey, you know what? Maybe if someone suggests that to the team behind this, they might work on it.
Maybe.
I mean, it'd definitely be fun.
Could be. I'm not a huge fan of shooters, and I've never played Payday 2 myself. Anyway.
I like anything that has like a ridiculous comedic atmosphere.
Oh, then this wouldn't be... That wouldn't be ridiculously comedic. It'd be very neo-noir, very sad, really.
Okay, when you said Payday 2, I just kind of think of the culture surrounding it, which is very much jokes about the game.
Oh, yeah, but I'm thinking more of the gameplay style and the heist style thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, that.
And how you can betray your fellow team members. That's a thing that happens in Shadowrun. Someone gets paid enough to do the run, they take out the rest of their team, take all the loot, and get a payday. Lynx! Surprised to see you here. Let me guess. Officer Aguirre tipped you off. Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday. Or your cred stick did at any rate. Anyway, surprise, we've got another Ripper victim on our hands. You look like you've been putting in some overtime, Dresden. What can you tell me about the victim? The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. And yes, I am a little tired. Bodies have been piling up like cordwood, it seems. Cause of death is unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell you, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Nice hole where his chest was. So, what was on the butcher's shopping list? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs might just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. Is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. How's Officer Aguirre doing on the case? He seems like a real go-getter. Aguirre would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, ma'am? I don't think Officer Aguirre's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. Sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, While there was massive damage in the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting, since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence.
Okay, something he said kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He doesn't do theories, but he's a scientist. Like, isn't that the whole point of being a scientist? You make theories, you test them, you prove them right or wrong.
Different kind of scientist. He's a man of science who literally just cuts apart people's bodies. That's all he does.
Okay. Well, he should have used better wording, man.
Yes. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of the other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims had organ transplants, I'll let you know. Who is that woman over there? No clue, she just showed up. Next to Ken, I think. I'm going to look around. Good luck out there. So I found one haunted item. We'll need at least 2 objects of significance from inside the warehouse. I'd go myself, but these pigs have barred me from entering. Talking to Aguirre. What? What? If this was a corp hit, why'd they leave the evidence on the computer? Good catch. That information's probably worth a good fortune if you find a buyer.
So is the camera fixed?
It is, but you can move it with the with either the WASD or with the arrow buttons.
Oh, so you can just shift the entire camera. You can't rotate it.
No, unfortunately. Okay. It's hard to say whether this is a trash heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash, or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. Digging through the trash, a sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered with the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Inspecting the cred stick, hey! 200 Union. Inspecting the dented lunchbox, a dented tin lunchbox that's seen better days. You can barely make out the face of a grinning troll on the front. Inspecting the earring. The earring is made out of a burnished steel, formed into the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You take the earring, and we walk away. There is a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage. Oh, hi Squeak, how are you?
Oh, hi Squeak.
They could be discarded luggage, or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Digging through the shoe pile, sorting through the shoes, you realize that there are 3 shoes with no matching pair. A blue left sneaker, a red high-heeled pump, and a left black dress shoe. Inspecting the sneaker. The sneaker is a child's and has a musty, sweaty smell. Oddly, you get a sort of shock, as if from static electricity when you touch it. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. No. On days that there are people at home, I don't stream. So that is every other Monday and every other Friday. It's just, if I don't stream Friday, I'm probably not streaming Monday either. Inspecting the dress shoe. This dress shoe is a black lace up with a rubber sole. And inspecting the pump. The pump is a department store knockoff of an Italian brand. It is otherwise unremarkable. And we abandon the shoes. Can't go in here yet. Can't go in here yet.
Do you get the key to those rooms, or does something happen and the doors get blown off?
You'll see. Also,
Oh,
I
boy.
love this little bit of screw up on the devs part. Well, not even a screw up. It's just, you can go in here, it just won't let you in. And speaking with the shaman once more.
Oh, you're supposed to be able to go in there?
You will. You can, just not yet. It feels as though you have found enough objects. Yes. Yes, here they are. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is this? Is all this? McCluskey. Officer Aguirre trails after the detective, only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister, sir. She... This is a crime scene, officer, not some Salish drum circle. That's her brother. Makes it her business. No, that's a corpse, which makes it my business. Now get the hell out! Come on. If we stay much longer, I am liable to do something I'd regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy.
I mean, can't blame her.
Ooh, and I just gained 5 karma. Hell yeah.
Ooh, time to level up?
Oh yeah. Was intelligence I upped last time? Yes. I'm gonna up my quickness this time. No. I'll up my rifle skill first. Then I'll go with quickness and ranged combat.
So does rifle skill allow you to use better rifles, allow you to take care of the weapon better, like...
Increase the chance
Or
for
your-
greater than normal damage when using a rifle to attack. Increases the skill, unlocks special abilities. I'm increasing
Okay.
my accuracy and my damage potential. At 5, I
Okay.
get Deadeye, which increases my accuracy by 20%. And at 7th level, you get a headshot. Increases the chance of a critical hit, reduces accuracy. Has a 2-round cooldown.
Nice.
Actually, I think I might want to increase my intelligence. Nah.
Uh,
Nah,
decking?
I'll keep it with rifles. I'll go increase decking here shortly. Speaking with Shannon again. That man is an ass. She glares daggers at McCluskey from across the warehouse. But there is no helping it now. I should just be grateful you are able to collect these items before those clods carted everything off. We can still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains to which they are anchored. We need to get back in there. Not looking good now, but do you have any plans for this evening? A little breaking and entering, perhaps, under the cover of darkness. You sure you're up for this? If it means your brother's killer doesn't take another life, then yes. Thank you. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. Maybe some... They may post security overnight. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you know where to find the kinds of people we need. And I'm just going to smile. Good.
I mean, yeah. No need to self-incriminate.
Yep. Good. I'll put up the money, if you find the bodies. She produces a fistful of crumpled Nuyen from inside a leather pouch, starts to count it out, and then shoves the whole wad at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. And back to the Union we go.
Is she someone that you can take on other missions?
Yes. You can take her on other runs later, and she's totally worth taking because it's always worth having a shaman with you. As you start to leave the warehouse, your comlink chirps, and the face of Coyote pops on the screen. Hoy, Lynx. You in the middle of something? Coyote is looking a bit tense. No problem. What do you need? Backup. Her jaw sets. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royale. BTL pushes like Stevie J ran the squats. Ran my world when I was growing up. Sounds nasty. Her brow furrows. It was, for all kinds of reasons. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. He hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell in with some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on high-amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of dreck. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away. Then he disappeared. I've been shooting at BTL Labs ever since trying to find him. And I'm guessing you have a new lead. It's not a lead! Her face lights up. She's running hot. Has a serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Paco's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. This is what I was talking about. You can say no. However, doing the side run nets you extra cash, extra karma, and the help of a runner for free. So, totally worth it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to not take that.
Oh, yeah. On my way.
I mean, I'm sure there are reasons, like, I don't know, saving on items inventory.
If this was the actual Shadowrun if this was an actual Shadowrun game where you also had to buy your bullets and had to worry about maintenance costs, actually, yes, this would be a serious consideration of how much you offering, because I kinda need to make ends meet, and I'm doing a run tonight. If I get shot to shit, I have to know I can go to a shaman to get patched up first.
Well, I mean, since you're seeing a shaman, wouldn't you be able to get her to patch you up?
Maybe.
Or would it not?
Maybe,
would it not?
Maybe not. I actually don't know. I've never played a shaman.
Well, I'm just thinking, since you would be doing a run with the shaman, like later, and they're asking you, don't you think it would be possible to get them to help you out if you showed up injured?
Yeah, it could, and she could. However, that does use up her energy and waste some of her time. Because shamanistic healing isn't quick. Or rather, it's quick. But it isn't. It is intensive. I knew you'd come.
Okay.
I'll send you the address. See you soon. Coyote's Crusade. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appears to be the remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris, and you find her standing with Paco on a street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you weave your way through the tenements. She walks purposefully, her new saber hand flexing open and closed with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of a building, and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder, and pulls it down. Without a signal, she starts her climb towards the roof. Paco looks at you worriedly, and then starts up the ladder. Thanks for meeting us, Lynx. I owe you one. No sweat. I figured you could use the backup. Yeah, you never know what sort of firepower to expect in one of these BTL squats. She brightens. Oh, hey, listen, I got good news for you. You know Sam's sister Jessica? One of my contacts found her for me while you were on your way here. I called her and asked her to meet you at the Union later today. Hope that helps. Good job. Thanks. She looks at you, her scarred face soft. It's the least I could do. Alright, let's get this done. My cousin, Gino, should be in one of the squats past that door up ahead. I hear there's a whole lab set up in there. From my experience, there's usually a lookout watching for cops outside and a guard at the door entrance. Like I said, don't know how much firepower to expect, but these guys are nasty. So stay on guard. I just want to get in, grab Gino, get out. Right behind you, babe. Let's do this. Okay. Time to save, because if either one of them die, I have to redo all of that.
Oh. Well, no, you don't, though, because you saved.
Yes. The BTL clocker. The orc looks twitchy, his eyes rolling in his head. He scans the three of you, looks past to see if there are any others, licks his lips, and nods, throughout as if going through some internal checklist. Hoi, hoi, how you doing? Good day for a trip, ain't it? She leans in, whispers in your ear. This guy's a clocker. Trades work time for chips. Part salesman, part lookout. Probably has a signal device for the guys inside. You want to go on a ride? What kind of rides can I go on? We got it all of it. We got it all, yeah. What you want to do? You want to do some crime? You want to be bad? We can hook you up. Don't roll that way. Want to be a hero? Be a hero. We got a fairy tale direct charmers love. You name it. You can slag and frag to your heart's content. That's the real thing, right? Slagging and fragging. Don't matter what the trip as long as there's slagging involved, right? Coyote's eyes are hard, her pupils tight little pinpricks of hate. You do snuff, too, don't you? The clocker looks around, more nervous now. Maybe, yeah, maybe. For the right price. You can feel it. What it's like to die. What it's like to kill. And here's where the altruist pops out. You could actually, sneak in. No. Don't you think you're hurting people selling this dreck? His eyes stop rolling. He's focused on high alert. You want to step back off of that? You want to step way the hell back? Oh, yay. Don't click on the link, folks. It's the biz of the people, and by the people. It's for the fragging people. So slot off with that unless you're looking to get hurt. Alright, how do I go about disciplining people? Here we go. Delete message. Because y'all don't need to see that shit.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
And since this guy is selling, horrible things that fuck with people's brains, I guess I'm just looking to hurt and punch him. Which knocks him the fuck out. Come back this way. The concerned woman.
Wait, you hit him once and he is out cold?
Well, when you do so many drugs...
Oh.
You got the...
Why would you put someone who uses drugs in security?
Because he's just the looker. His whole job is to raise the alarm, and him not checking in would raise an alarm.
Okay. Man, so you're on a short notice.
The woman is
You're on
probably in her 30s, but hard times have aged her. She looks at you with concern. Don't do it, friends. Don't slot that Drek they're selling. BTLs are killers. Theirs most of all. You sound like you know from experience. She pulls her hair back to show you no implant. Then her mouth tightens, and her eyes well up in tears. I do. I know. I lost my husband. I lost my son. My daughter. They use her to record. As tears stream down her face. Do you have a pass card to get in there? No, but Jamal has. My son's card. Took it off him when his brain fried. Jamal's down the hall. Don't know if he'll give it up, but that's between you and him. What kind of guards do they have on this place? She looks around, frightened, whispers. They're serious. This place is backed by the Yakuza. Japanese mafia? Oh man. How many? What kind of firepower? There's a guy on the door. Charlie. He sells the passes to get in. He's not tough. Blind to one eye. There's another 5 or so wandering around. 2 of them are bad news. Covered in magic symbols. Mean. She's amped. Ready. 5 or 6? That's not so bad. We have a surprise on our side. Any chipheads inside the lab? Yep. All day, all night. And they can be dangerous too. Chipheads? Dangerous. This is what I was talking about the last run we did. And why I could give them all lovely, pleasant dreams before starting the fight. Once someone's chipped, they can send them any program they want. They can do whatever. Turn them into whores, killers, anything. We're looking for a kid named Gino. Know him? Who doesn't? He's here all the time. Gino's a clocker. Trades his time for chips. Like their little errand boy. I saw him go in there this morning. Hasn't come out, so I imagine he's riding a dream chip. Ty, got to go. I can talk to him, or I can talk to Jamal. Let's talk to Jamal. Jamal has the look of a long-time chiphead, emaciated, hollow-eyed, but hungry and desperate. What you looking at, Spike here?
That sounds like a racist slur.
Why, yes it is.
Knock him out.
I hear you have a pass card. You hear right? I got a few. I sell them at a discount. Charlie charges $50 million for them, but I can get you 3 for $100. I was thinking 75, and I was thinking slot off, so I can try and strong arm him or just pay the 100. Kind of need money, so maybe you should just hand it over. His lips curl back into a feral snarl. This is the Baron's, oh my. You want it? You take it. And violence.
Oh no.
Motherfucker. How dare you shoot me? What's
Kick his
going
ass.
on out there? Ah. Oh, look. More people show up. Ha ha.
Oh man, they're just standing in one line.
I know.
Do bullets have piercing?
They can. I'll let Coyote deal with those guys. Since she has a shotgun. Give me that item. You pick up a worn and mangled notebook. It smells of sweat and alcohol. Leafing through the notebook contains a list of illegal SimSense rides and the names of clients who have purchased them. Look for interesting BTL names. Better Than Life rides run the gamut from fantasies like I Can Fly to real-life recordings such as Bum Killer. List of rides doesn't seem to have much value. Looking at the interesting client names, however, upon further examination, the client list is more than a simple list of names. It also contains private information about some of the more well-to-do or connected clientele. It may be that the syndicate behind this lab is directing certain clients here to secretly extract information from them while they are under the influence. This notebook is likely worth something if you can sell it. Hey, look, money.
Yeah, take the money. You can use it later.
Precisely.
Is it possible to beat this game without buying any runners to go with you?
Yes, but boy, howdy is it hard. You motherfucker, how dare you hit me? Alright. Let me use a first aid kit because, ow. Yeah. Alright. And this is where shit hits the fan. In fact, speaking of, I'm gonna do another save here. Just in case.
Oh god, is this gonna be like, oh god, what was it, Airplane? In Airplane, they made that joke. It's about to hit the fan. Cut to piece of shit hitting a fan.
No, but this run might go south, cause hey, look, people. The entire floor of this tenement has been given over to a chaos of technology and squalor. Across the room, a chromed-out Decker argues loudly with an armed thug, abruptly falling silent as they turn towards you. The shotgun-wielding thug squeaks in panic. It's the crew that took out Stevie J's place! I told you it was only a matter of time! The Yakuza Decker. The man with the cyberdeck calmly speaks with a heavily digitized voice. You messed with the wrong BTL lab, Aho. Aho, this is a Yakuza operation. With a push of a button, I can make these twiggers into my own pasta killer puppets. You're fragged. Lynx, don't attack any of the chip heads. They don't know what they're doing, and you could hurt Gino. No civilian casualties. Got it. I have a concussion grenade. Better than fragging tweakers if they get caught in the middle. Dance for me! And those are the neutrals. Oh, hey, look, I have a direct shot at the Decker.
Take him out.
Working on it.
Oh, I don't know if you know this, but aho, in that guy's speech, that's just another word for idiot.
Yeah.
Like, it's an actual Japanese word, which I know because I'm a giant fucking weeb.
Yes, there went the Decker. And he says, get to the BTL computer. Yeah, I'm working on it. Haha, you missed. Oh look, more enemies. Oh, bitch has a sword. I'm gonna run over here. Oh, shaman. Yeah. Well, down she goes. There's one shaman dead. Damn. Somebody tried to throw a grenade at me. I don't appreciate it, that. And he missed his power bolt. And this is decking, which you'll see later. And reload.
So is this whole game finding Sam's killer? Sorry if I asked this before.
This particular storyline is yes.
Okay, and how long is this storyline, Mark?
It's been a while, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out for myself, because this game does look interesting. I just want to know what I'm getting into, if I were to get it.
Yeah, fair enough. To the data control node. Ah, enemies.
Whatever shall you do? There's enemies.
Haha, you missed. What you see is known as white ice. Better than life database management system. I could either forcibly end the puppet BTLs, basically killing them, or gently wind down the puppets.
I think gently winding them down fits your,
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then I can just leave.
Nice.
Mind you, that was what I did. I still need to get over there. But... Coyote, can you stop sucking?
What did you do?
She just has no way to hit.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
And now they're just trying to run away. Not that I blame them.
Are you gonna let them?
Oh, absolutely. No reason not to. I gained 1 karma. I could talk to Gino right now. Or... Did I miss out on pay data because I ended that fight too early? I hope I didn't miss out on pay data because I ended that fight too early. Otherwise, I have to do it all again. You eject the BTL Gino's been riding. He gasps, and suddenly his eyes flutter open. He looks confused, worse than the other chipheads you've seen. His lips are white and chapped, his eyes sunk into his head. There's vomit on his shirt and sweat on his forehead. When he speaks, his words are slurred. He's burned. What? What the hell? Who's sliding me out? Oh, dragon sliding me out. Coyote is shaking. She looks horrified. Gino, it's me. It's Carla. Gino looks at her with glazed eyes. No recognition. Slot me back in, goddammit. This is bullshit. I don't want to be here anymore. Slot me back in! He looks around the room, angrily. His hand reaches for his implant. Coyote grabs his wrists, stopping him. Gino, no. Coyote, be careful. Gino wrenches his wrist from Coyote's grasp, and he staggers back, reaching under his shirt and pulls out a gun. Coyote watches him, horrified with tears in her eyes. Gino waves it around, blinking wildly. Back off! Just get the hell back! Take it easy, Gino. We're backing off. He presses his hands to the side of his head, his finger still on the trigger, squints. What the hell is wrong with you people? We're just trying to help you. This is the way you help me? Look at this place. Look at me! He looks around at the squalor of the room, then glimpses a reflection in the machinery. Oh, God. Look at me.
I hate moments like this in fiction.
There are drugs that can help you, Gino. But you can go slow. He looks at Coyote, looks at you. We'll go slow. He drops the gun and Paco quickly scoops it up. Coyote grabs him fiercely. He slumps into her arms, and she rocks with him for a long time, her head buried in his shoulder. When she looks up, she locks eyes with you, the deepest gratitude reflected on her face. We're done here. I'm done. I don't need to step foot in one of these places ever again. Alright. Now, I did end up actually missing out on some pay data there. Getting to the main computer would have gotten me some more stuff. So I'm gonna...
Are you going back?
Oh, I'm gonna redo this fight off screen to get that pay data. Looking for trouble. Shannon's plan is the best lead you've got to find out more about the Ripper, but getting back into the warehouse is going to require some support in case the dreck hits the fan. The Seamstresses Union will have exactly what you need, a fixer. Finding this necessary middleman and deal broker is key to most plans involving Shadowrunners. A good fixer is worth the union. It's their job to have the contacts and know who's good at what. They'll put together the team you need. Magical support, skilled street samurai for muscle, or Nova Hot Decker for matrix work. Running the Shadows is a life and death gamble. It pays to hire the best Shadowrunners you can. In fact, speaking of having to do things and redo things, that's what I'm going to end up having to do this. I'm actually going to be calling this here now. I'm not going to redo that fight just to show you guys the differences. I'll do that offline. And I'm sorry, you guys literally just showed up and you missed half the stream, Squeak. But it happens. I did post. I promise I posted. I'll have to try it again.
Same time tomorrow, though, right?
Yes, absolutely. 2 Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, thank you all very much, and I will hopefully talk to you all later. Till then.
Bye.